I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-macabre, it's time for the only news that matters, and also time for some Belcher bashing. Yeah, Alex Van Halen will offer Van Halen fans a guided tour through the band's first golden era with a new book filled with photographs, correspondence, and memorabilia. Tentatively titled Van Halen, the book will explore the year 1978 through 1984, which would include everything from the rapid rise to fame that followed the release of their groundbreaking debut album through the original's final tour in support of the 1984 album. Van Halen is one of the greatest American stories, the drummer says in a press release announcing the project. He said the book will feature rare and never before seen images drawn from Van Halen's private archives and will explore Van Halen's album artwork, musical instruments, and press material. A release date for Van Halen has yet to be announced, but the press release does state that the book will be published as a signed limited edition book box set, so you might want to start saving up now. Yeah, I can foresee me not buying this anyway, but still, it's cool if you got the money. Fans are encouraged to sign up for the book's official website for future updates. So, and this will be Van Halen's second book. In 2024, he released Brothers, which features his memoirs of his brother and bandmate Edward Van Halen, who died in 2020. It has now been over 10 years since Van Halen played their last concert on October 4th, 2015 at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. Late last year, Alex declared that 3 or 4 albums worth of unheard Van Halen music remained in the band's vaults, but that he wasn't going to rush release it. He said, they will stay there in the vault until we figure out how and why and what to do with them. He told us to Talk Is Jericho. And he said, and again, you have to remember, it has to be the level of where Ed and I, where we used to play. We're not just going to shovel it in. We have access to some of the greatest musicians on the planet, and a lot of them are more than willing to take a chance on some of the stuff. All right. Yeah, that's cool and all. You know, I'd love to have one, you know, if it was affordable. But, you know, I mean, come on. A book is something, you know, you look and you put it away and, you know, gather some dust and you blow the dust off and you see it again in a few years, you know. So that's not a priority to me, or like these type of books, because this is not going to be like Brothers. It's not going to have stories and stuff. It's just, you know, photos and memorabilia and stuff. I figure that's what I get out of this. But once again, another book from Alex Van Halen that doesn't go into the Sammy era. Oh, you know that must be burning Sammy Belcher so bad. I expect some kind of comment about this from him when it comes out. He's probably going to keep shush for now. Probably not knowing him. And yet, I gotta stress, there's actual people out there that think this Sammy guy's a nice guy. Now, I know there's cool Sammy Hagar fans out there, you know? And then there's the Sammy Hagar fans that believe everything he says. there's the Sammy Hagar fans that, think he's a nice guy and everything. What happened? Did you forget to pay your brain bill? Really? I mean, it's weird. It's like the good Lord poured you brains and he used a teaspoon. I really do think, I'm not saying you're a bad person. Sure, you're a nice guy, but I'm sure you got into the gene pool when the lifeguard wasn't looking. That's what I think. I don't mean to insult you, but you should sell it. It seems unused. I'm talking about your brain. That's, if you think he's a nice guy, then, it's not that you're not the brightest bulb. It's that your light bulb isn't even screwed in. That's what I think. You're a nice person and all, but you hit every branch falling off the stupid tree. That's what I think. I really do. If you think Sammy Hagar is a nice guy, then you're not the dumbest person alive. But you better hope he doesn't die. You know what I'm saying? And I bet you can start an argument in an empty room. You're not that bright. You're sharp as a marble. You're the kind of stupid that if I left you alone, you'd probably set water on fire. You're that dumb. Seriously. I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't leave you alone. And seriously, don't think too hard. I wouldn't want your poor, overworked brain cells to have a panic attack, because I care, I bet you carry around a plant to make up for all the oxygen you're wasting. Seriously, you're 12 cans short of a 6-pack. You're not too bright, I bet if you ever did have a clever thought, it died alone and afraid. Yep. Yeah, because you think Sammy's a nice guy, It's crazy. Like, if you were half as smart as you think you are, then you'd be twice as smart as you really are. Yeah, that's what I think. Now, come on. I'm sure you're nice, but you're just dumb, You could not pour water out of a boot, even if the instructions was on the heel of the boot. That's dumb. Seriously, If your brains were dynamite, you cannot even blow your hat off. I don't know. I don't say that as an insult. I'm just calling you stupid, It's like your wheels are turning, but the hamster died. You can hide Easter eggs. You know what I'm saying? And you'll never find them. And I do care. I'm not bashing you guys. I'm just telling you as it is. And please don't breed. Don't do that. You wouldn't want to raise a child to think that Sammy Hagar Belcher's a nice person. Come on. Don't have them live a lie. You live that lie. Because you're dumb. But anyway. And then there's the Hagar fans are like, yeah, I dig Sammy Hagar. I dig his music. But, he's not the most honest guy in the world. Anyway. So, yeah. That's what I think. If you don't think it, leave it in the comments below. And man, are you going to pay top dollar? I don't even want to know how much Alex is charging for this book. I don't want to know at all. Because I'm definitely not buying it. If it's one of these deals, it's, it's going to be autographed and all shit like that. That shit's going to run in the hundreds. But hey, there's people out there that can afford it. And more power to you all, man. Hey, after all, I've spent a lot of money on certain things. Why not? Van Halen is a great thing to spend a lot of money on if you got that money to spare. But anyway, what do you all think of Alex Van Halen writing another book not mentioning Sammy Belcher? Do you think it's hilarious like I do? Or do you think it's not right, man? He should mention the Belcher stuff because the Belcher stuff, all the albums went #1 and they were still popular. And So, you dummies leave comments too. And hey, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. Actually, I'm not telling the dummies to do it because they don't know how. Yeah, they're still trying to pour water out of a boot where the instructions are on the heel of the boot. I mean, that's dumb. But hey, other than that, all you other people that know how to press the subscribe button and liking the video, that'd be awesome, because that's really good for the YouTube algorithms. So, stay frosty. Listen to Van Halen's Out of Love Again. And smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.